Hello and welcome to episode number 52. Full weeks, oh no, years worth of episodes of Lower Bitrate. Hello.
Yeah, that's a lot of episodes. I'm really proud.
Actually, more because we did quite a few bonus ones, but they don't
Mhm.
officially count.
True. Not on the timeline, but yeah, happy to still be here. I look forward to this every week. So thanks for listening. But I would do it if nobody was listening. I like it so much.
Yeah, it's fun. Well, we hope you're doing well. Thanks for listening wherever you listen. Quick reminder we do have a website, lowerbitrate.com. It is, and I quote, crispy. Has all our links there. Last week, or actually this week, we watched Mrs. Doubtfire for movie night. Next week, we're gonna watch Birdcage. We're on a little bit of a Robin Williams bender. Join us for movie night. Bring snacks.
I love these movies that we're watching too. Like we'll talk about it later. But yeah, join us for listening into the podcast too as we reminisce and talk about these movies like Birdcage and Mrs. Doubtfire. Like, oh my gosh, love these movies.
These are classic feel-good movies.
Classic comedies. So, anyway, classic comedies that stand the test of time are so rare. So, anyway,
Quick,
how was
no,
go
we're
ahead.
plugging. We're plugging. Uh, Subscribe to the YouTube. We're so close to actually being able to have a custom URL. Please tell your moms, your spouses.
Tell your aunt,
Yeah, tell everybody. We're really
please.
close.
Yeah,
Um,
we're begging now. It's sad but true, but it would be so cool to have a YouTube link. I don't know if everyone realizes what we're talking about, but if you have a YouTube channel, you need 100 subscribers to be able to have like YouTube/lowerbitrate.com because right now ours is a bit of a jumble.
7WXYZ
Yeah.
12AB. No, that's not cool. Low bit rate's cooler.
Yeah, so help us out, please. Literally, reduce to begging here.
Yes. How was your week?
Oh, my week was all right. Really haven't been gaming a lot, been thinking about Breath of the Wild. I actually did try it and got my ass kicked because I only have 4 hearts on my second playthrough. But enjoyed playing that. Been thinking about Bug Snacks. I really want to find out what happens in that story. It's just a weird, fun game, dark comedy. Play it if you like dark comedies. Play it if you like catching monsters, little things. So yeah, that was my week. How was your week?
On the gaming front, I've been playing some Destiny as usual.
Mm-hmm.
Slowly going through that. Um, I purchased Cyberpunk for a really good price. We'll talk about that a little bit later. I tried playing Wolcen. Apparently they have a brand new update, but I would
Mm-hmm.
have to go through the story again to get to the end game, and I just like Alt F forward. Don't want
Oops.
to do that. I started replaying Hades, or playing through Hades, because I played it on the Switch, and I'm trying to get to where I was on the Switch.
Right.
Um, it's a struggle bus, and I have currently about 16 hours in Slay the Spire. Just beat my first run. It was pretty fucking awesome. I got the last character unlocked. She's pretty cool. And I think that's about it. But I've been watching some shows. And a shout out to someone special that hooked me up with the Netflix login. You know who you are. Hello. I watched Queen's Gambit.
It's so good.
I would go as far as saying that is the best TV show that came out in 2020 so far.
It's odd. It's hard to call a TV show. I think it's like a mini series.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think Netflix has earned their props already. They show TV shows and movies. They're like a studio, like a media studio. So I consider it a TV show. But yeah, I guess you could say it's a mini series, kind of like Chernobyl. It reminds me of Chernobyl, like Oh my god, excellent dialogue and really well shot and really well acted too.
Yeah.
It's just like I I don't know if there's any weak links in this story because I was thoroughly entertained on every episode. Even the way it begins, it's like you don't start at the very beginning. You start towards the end.
Yeah. It's exciting.
And
It
then it
hooked me
just
in right away. I don't understand why people started and then stopped. I guess one criticism would be perhaps it's a slow burner. Or maybe you hate chess. I don't know.
yeah, I tried to get my mom to watch it. She's like, "But I don't like chess." But I was like, "But whammon.
Story
Whammon
is not
chess."
about the story is not about chess. It's just chess is a major part of the story.
Right.
But you do have to watch a lot of chess games. If your mom doesn't enjoy the action of tabletop, perhaps, I understand how people can find it incredibly boring. Man, I'm trying to get my family to watch it.
I mean, they make it interesting to watch. They make it like a spectacle, like a sport, even if you don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah,
They
it's fun to travel all over the world with her.
mhm.
Spoiler alert, she's good at chess.
She's all right. But yeah, I really, really, really enjoyed it, and I also like one. I think one of the one of my favorite things that they did was incorporate instead of just playing a song, they would incorporate the real world into it. So like the lady who was playing the piano, I don't want to give too many spoilers, but the lady that was playing the piano, it was like directly correlating like with like the vibe of the show, but she was playing it. Like it wasn't playing in the background just for the viewer. Like the main character was hearing it as well.
That's a
Especially
really good point. Yeah.
and then towards the I think towards the end of the series when one of the characters I think was like in a lounge or something like that and there was a live performance of a song going on. There was another instance of that going on. But they did that, they sprinkled it, you know, throughout the episodes. I think more towards the end and maybe like the middle, but yeah, it's a fantastic show. I honestly hope they just keep it at the 7 episodes and just never touch it again because it is a masterpiece as is. Don't fuck this up, Netflix. Leave, leave it be, please. Don't taint it in my mind. Unless they have some
Mm.
like brilliant idea of where they could bring this back. This is a I think it was based on a novel, The Queen's Gambit. And
Yes. It's not a true story, even though it feels like it. It's so immersive.
yeah, it's fiction, but you know, it's based on a novel. Just leave it at that. I love when shows can just put a pin on it and that's it. And I really like the ending too.
Well, there was another movie I watched. I would recommend you watch it, The Queen of Catway. I think it's on Disney. And I watched that after watching this. And if you just want to see a young prodigy play chess, the only thing this has a lot more. The story is more about the place she comes from as opposed to like her development herself. It really represents like the time and the culture of where she is. So it's yeah, I'd recommend it. Give it a watch. There was another chess movie that someone recommended, but I don't know, or I was gonna watch. Oh, it's called Critical Thinking. It has John Leguizamo. Same thing, like young chess prodigies coming from a unlikely background. The underdogs.
Yeah, this was an underdog story. Touched a lot on abuses, like abuses of substance, and at first I was kind of like about it because it was kind of like a flashback, but I guess it made sense. But the CG, the CG parts in the throughout the whole show, real good, real good. I
Just the
was impressed.
story. It's a good story of a mentor and like an apprentice too. Love it.
All right.
Well, there were two more things I forgot to mention, or just one. Um, if you like to play RPGs, we're going to use Roll20 and play on Saturday at 12 o'clock Central. That's 13 o'clock, just kidding, 1 p.m. Eastern. If you're interested, join us. We're going to play Coriolis, which I haven't played before. This will be DM'd by Lagnus, but we're trying to recruit players. Please let me know if you'd like to play. Please speak up in the Discord or send me a message, and it's going to be a space-themed RPG. Lou, of course, you're welcome to join.
Fortunately, I can't, but anyone
Lame.
who's listening, I implore you to try. Lagnus is a good, what is it, a GM or a DM?
It's either or, but the game, it's based on the game in, I believe with Dungeons and Dragons, it's a GM, a game master, or a DM. No,
I think it's
Dungeon
DM.
master. Yeah. And then with other games, like the games that I've played that are maybe not as well known, they're known as GMs. But I always just say DMs. I don't know. Everyone knows what I mean, right? Like he's the one leading the game. It won't take up your whole day either. I mean, if you're wondering how long, maybe you're like, I don't have time. It's just a one shot. It's not a campaign. So we play for about 2 hours. And that even includes like an intermission. So you can like get up, stretch your legs, go get something else to drink. Like Lou said, Lagnus is a really fun and good GM. So I like the way we play.
If I could give one pro tip, try to make him emulate a woman that has to respond to you. Fucking
make some
great.
sort of NPC. Yeah, we need female NPCs with dialogue every game, please. Please.
All right, I'm gonna skip on the list.
Okay, go ahead.
So Cyberpunk 2077 coming out.
Mm-hmm.
As of this recording, we're recording around 4 Eastern right now.
Yeah.
It is slated to come out in 3 hours, maybe? Yeah, 3 hours. So
good luck, all you punks.
Yeah, I mean, you're not getting this game, right?
Not at release, thank you. I'm so hesitant about buying games on release. I'm on a strict game budget. Funds are low, so gotta be careful with what I buy. Otherwise, I was about to pre-order it, and then I saw no multiplayer, and I was like, ugh.
Coming in like 3 years, I guess.
Yeah,
But
I'll pick it up.
I have a pro tip for getting this game cheap. We'll talk about that after. But I'm excited this game is coming out. Finally, something, was happening with this game instead of being delayed until 2021. I saw the reviews. I didn't want to get too much into it because I don't want any spoilers or anything like that, because I am going to play it. I did purchase it. And I just don't think that this game will ever be able to live up to the hype. I think the hype is rivaling like No Man's Sky type levels, where people think that this is going to change everything, and it's it's going to fix your relationship. It's going to make sure that you're not fucking broke. You know what I mean? It's going to find you the love of your life. It's not. It's a game made by CD Projekt Red.
It's like
I will enjoy it.
It's going to be like a Red Dead Redemption or Grand Theft Auto is my, like those initial releases, like modern RPGs, right?
Yeah, but I don't know. I think the Witcher game, especially The Witcher 3, kind of put, some clout on CD Projekt Red that they can make a AAA game and experience and also be fair to, the gamer or whatever.
And it's a mature one too.
Yeah. So we'll see. Hopefully.
It's for adults and people who don't have epilepsy or other neurological problems.
This game is buggy though. You're gonna have to like stomach some day one bugs. I think there's a 50 gigabyte patch.
Whoa.
Day one?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's girthy.
I think most of it will replace most of it is gonna replace the game, which is 60 gigabytes on my computer. I pre-installed it. Um, so we'll see. I'll have more information on it. I plan on playing it quite a bit before next week's podcast, so we'll see. I'll have some first impressions. But
Yeah, can't wait to hear him.
you can get this game for very cheap. Is it unethical? Yes. Will I teach you? Yes.
Oh
So,
my gosh.
we're going to abuse currency exchange rates. You can go to GOG.com. You can't
Oh
get
my
this on Steam.
gosh. No GOG.
Well, that's how it works. It works on Steam too, but Steam has a DRM, so if you want your game in Spanish, go ahead.
Oh my god.
Um so yeah, you need a VPN and you need to put your VPN or point your VPN to a Mexico server. You go on the GOG website on a private browser, and the game will show up for you for $34 and some odd cents, maybe like 86 cents. You purchase this game on your account when they think that you're in Mexico, and you get it for $34 and, mystery cents. But
And that's like Canadians having to pay more.
right.
Sorry, suck.
So the trick is you pay through PayPal, because that's a cushion between you and the merchant who's selling you the goods. And then you get the game for $34 and whatever cents. I think it's 86 cents. Thanks for
Or
coming to
many
my TED Talk.
pesos, that is. Yeah. Man, I hope we don't get in trouble for that. It feels like we're teaching people how to break terms of service or something.
I don't think it's illegal. I just think it's like frowned upon. People do it every day. I just
No one
wouldn't do it
report
with
us.
Steam. Who are they going to report me to?
I know. I'm just saying.
I was in
Please.
Mexico the other day and purchased it on my
There
phone.
you go. When you were buying all your pharmaceuticals,
I was getting dental work.
you were getting plastic surgery is what you were doing. We
Exactly.
know. Anyway,
so yeah,
wow.
call to action time. Buzzword. Are you playing Cyberpunk 2077? Did you pre-order it? Why? Why not? Let us know.
Also, after the game releases, let us know your dicks. No, just kidding. I shouldn't say that.
Oh yeah, dick physics. LOL. I'm gonna make it true to real life, real small.
Ugh. I hope it's like Conan where the dick blows in the wind or just drags on the ground between your legs.
I'm gonna make my shit look like a doorknob.
I don't know what that means, but that. Okay, let's keep going.
Okay. Next up, Nintendo being hoes. Again. We talked about Nintendo last week. Them being, unsavory towards the Smash community. I think most of the people. Go ahead.
Them being hoes means them being litigious, correct?
Yeah, just general hoery. You know what I mean?
No, that's why I had to specify.
If someone's being a hoe to you, they're not being very nice. They're being a hoe.
Okay, Zoomer.
Thanks.
I'm sorry. I cut you off. What were you going to say?
So we talked about this last week, and I think the general consensus around the Smash community is that there are some legal implications about using Slippy for this tournament. Now, the Smash community, the Melee community as a whole, relies on competition for a game that's not online to keep the scene alive, right? So, okay, they're upset, but whatever, we get it. Now, there was a Splatoon tournament very recently, and 30 or so percent of the top teams in the tournament decided to have some, team names to be in solidarity with the Melee community, like Free Melee or something like that, along those lines. Nothing offensive or anything like that.
Huh.
Nintendo responded by canceling the live stream of their tournament that was the grand finals or the finals of a competitive tournament for Splatoon. So
Nintendo said no.
Right. That seems like I don't know. That seems like a very like short-sighted move. Like, why would you? It reminds me of the Blitzchung thing from Blizzard with the Hong Kong thing. Like, what are you doing? You're just gonna make it's like the Streisand effect. Stop.
True.
People are home. All they're gonna do is clown on you and make fun of you, and profits are gonna go down because you're being literally dumb. So what if they have?
Nintendo can afford to do whatever they want, and it sucks, but they're notorious for being super litigious and protective of their IPs.
I don't see the issue with fucking Melee. I think honestly games should follow like old cartoons like Mickey Mouse and shit like that, where they go into some sort of like, I don't know, like, what is it, common domain or something like that? Where it's like free to like emulate. Like, this game is old. This game can like go to war and vote. Like, stop.
Don't let the game die. It seems like they're satisfied to let this die or to kill it.
I mean, yeah, I guess so, but I don't think there's lines lining up, outside of GameStop trying to buy fucking GameCubes and Smash Brothers Melee. So, yeah, Nintendo being, stupid once again. Not not an uncommon thing for them.
So sad.
Speaking of stupidity, you have some PAX news?
PAX is returning June 2021. Everyone, get your vaccines now. I mean, what? No.
Yeah, my thoughts exactly. Uh, yeah, I don't want to get too, fucking Department of Health on you, but you're
It's
not
the
getting a
same.
vaccine, brother.
It's like when PAX East was going to happen, right? Was that what we were talking about way back?
PAX East did happen.
Okay, then it was PAX Prime or
Yeah.
PAX West. Sorry. Yeah, us being like, it ain't gonna happen, kids. PAX East shouldn't have happened, knowing what we all know now. Um, I'm criticizing PAX for advertising they're coming back June. I don't know why they're doing that. Maybe it's just for marketing, but it seems foolish. Just the future's so uncertain. So
Yeah.
maybe, not yet PAX, too soon.
Yeah, they just like didn't even like bother with the foreplay. It just came out. It was like, hey, we're coming back in June. Like, what?
And we mean not just like a PAX and like online PAX like they've done, but PAX in person where, there's this thing called the plague already.
Mm-hmm.
How are they going to sanitize the cuddle pillows, the, cuddle puddle that goes on in the like unwind lounge?
Yeah, like
It's just people laying on the floor.
80% of these people that go to these conventions don't wash their ass. What makes you think they're gonna wash their hands?
True. I just want to say be safe. I love PAX, but I'm not willing to sacrifice my health and I want to advise against it too. Just like I wanted to mention too, just like, hey, mention it once, maybe you'll save a life. Like, uh, careful with Cyberpunk. Apparently there's not going to be a day one patch, but it doesn't have a seizure warning and it has scenes or a scene where it could trigger a seizure. So with no epilepsy warning at all. So just FYI, if you're reactive, don't jump in yet. Chill.
Yeah, I'll try to find that scene. I'm pretty sure I know which one it is, but yeah, a lot of flashing lights, not good. That gives me a headache.
Yeah, who doesn't it trigger, honestly? Like how it reminds me of the new Incredibles that came out. They didn't have a warning in the movie, which so it was kind of a surprise to first viewers. So then all theaters would have those signs. I don't know if you remember that, but they would have signs everywhere. Like Incredibles has scenes in it. So they had to do it with like paper and tape. It was a little bit funny, but I was like, come on, Pixar.
Hmm. Yeah, no cons for me for 2021. Maybe like Q4, possibly. Maybe Q3, depending
What
on how.
you gonna go to stay in Japan?
I'm not fucking going anywhere, but I'd feel a little bit more comfortable deciding on going somewhere a little bit later, not, you know, June, where we don't even know if. Yes, there are vaccines. Do you know the long term implications of them? No. They're already coming out with information about people with like that have had adverse reactions to vaccines before, and to have the people that carry adrenaline pens, it's recommended you don't take the vaccine. So yeah, not enough, and not enough time between now and then, and it's, I'm trying
Yeah,
to.
I started reading about it too because I don't know how this would affect someone with an autoimmune disease, like a already at risk immune system, like one that is deficient. Um, so that made me worried. Like, what does that mean for me? So I've started like reading about what's going on with the vaccine, like really start paying attention because I want to know, like, for my own health. Just I have a lot of questions,
Yeah,
and I think we don't have a lot of answers yet.
just be safe. I mean, you could have whatever belief you have, whether it's real or not. Um, but I hope that you don't have to regret that decision on a ventilator. Uh,
Or cause someone else, to have to, exist on a ventilator for a while. It's just be safe and protect public health too. We're all in this together.
yeah.
Anyway, I feel like a mom. Let's talk about games again.
Go ahead.
All right, I'm talking about Temtem. I saw Temtem came out on PS5 and I thought that was like the release. So I've missed the release of Temtem like a dum dum on Steam.
By
So
11 months, by the way.
I had no idea. Like, when did we talk about Temtem? Like 11 months ago? I remember being excited about it. Maybe.
Yeah, we talked about it last year, 2019.
Time is a flat circle. So yeah, I thought Temtem just got released. If you're playing Temtem, let me know. Because it's an MMO. I keep rhyming. So yeah, please chime in. Please, another call to action. Oh my gosh, I hate that phrase. But hey, are you playing Temtem? I want to play Temtem with you. Should I spend my monies on that?
I don't know if
I
it's
wish
worth $40.
maybe it will come to Switch.
Maybe. Possibly. I don't know. I don't know how good it would be on the Switch. I don't know. I don't think I want to play that on the Switch.
All right.
Bugsnax, yes. That, no.
Very well.
Yeah, if you've played it before in the past, apparently there's a buttload of content that they put in the game over almost the past year. So it's gonna
Or
be.
has this been like Maple Story where it's, really had a fun run, but then the end?
No, I don't
I
think
don't
so.
want to have my heart broken. Okay.
No, I don't think so. I
All
think
right.
it's gonna have a healthy life. It just needs to release out of early access.
Yeah.
I would wait for a sale though. Oh, public service announcement. We we may be getting a sale again on Steam and wherever else. I'm pretty sure other people will do a holiday sale. But if you're looking to purchase some games for yourself, I would hold out a couple weeks. At the very latest, it would be sometime in January, maybe early
Yeah.
January. But I think it's going to happen around the 23rd or so. I think I mentioned this last week. But if you're looking for Temtem, $40 ain't it, Chief? So, well, in my opinion, from what I've played before. But
Yeah.
I would wait and to see if they have any type of discount, even if it's like a 20% discount. I think it's worth it on that point. And you did mention that it was on PS5. We're we're seeing games that are getting patches that unlock 60 FPS for consoles. I think the Miles Morales Spider-Man game is one of the first ones to get it. I believe Destiny got one as well on the 10th, or no, on Tuesday, the 8th. And apparently Cyberpunk runs 60 frames native on the console with no patch needed. So
Cool.
cool,
Way
cool,
to
cool.
go.
Welcome to 5 years ago, console people. Hello.
Ouch.
Yeah, sick burn.
I still have an Xbox. What should I do with it?
I don't know. Use it as a big coaster or something.
Toaster.
Coaster, like put your drinks on it.
Pretty sure I could use it as a toaster too.
All right.
That anyway, go ahead.
This news had a couple of my friends riled up, real riled up.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna get a Metal Gear Solid movie
Yeah.
with Oscar Isaac,
AKA Poe.
Poe Dameron, yeah. And have you ever played Metal Gear Solid?
No.
Okay. Very lore
Kojima?
rich. Yeah.
Oh.
It's a very lore rich thing, and it became something a little bit of, I don't know, like a cinematic experience towards, the end with the other games, the later games.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm talking about like 20-minute fucking long cutscenes type things. Like, you could take all the cutscenes from, I think, the last 3 maybe Metal Gears and make a movie out of them. Like a 5-hour movie. Maybe 5 hours plus. So, okay. First issue. Oscar Isaac isn't Solid Snake. Don't look like him. Not even the least bit. If he
Think
can,
they could get him to look like it?
possibly, maybe if you lost like a lot of weight. I don't see it. But starting off, I just know, I hope it's not trash, but I think it's gonna be trash because the games of Metal Gear are not in order. Metal Gear Solid 1 happens after Metal Gear Solid 3. Metal Gear Solid 3 is in the 60s, I believe, the 70s or something like that. Metal Gear Solid 4 is about 20 something years after Metal Gear Solid 1 or 2 or something like that. So they're starting at Metal Gear Solid 1. That is a mistake. It's not chronological. It's not in chronological order of the story. So if you have a game, and this has nothing to do with Kojima, by the way, this is Konami. Konami is, you know what Konami does overseas?
Hang out with Mads Mikkelsen, like the most awesome romantic friendship ever to exist.
No, they make slot machines. So let me tell you where these priorities align. After Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, it was delayed quite a bit. They had a $40 demo called Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes. And they basically pushed Hideo Kojima out of Konami and took Metal Gear hostage. And the first game they came out with after Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain was a trash. I'm talking, it should be scrubbed from the internet game called Metal Gear Survive. It immediately died on contact. It just dropped down and just died. It was that bad.
Yeah.
Konami makes slot machines. So, one of my favorite games from Metal Gear series is Metal Gear Solid 3. It's a prequel to, I think it's one of the other games, maybe like Peace Walker or something like that. I don't know the exact chronological order, I'm sorry. Don't kill me. But they've remastered, it was on PlayStation 2. they remastered the cinematics for that game, not for a remaster, for a slot machine, a legitimate slot machine.
I
Like,
wish it was pinball. I would be all in.
so yeah, Konami has no interest in making good Metal Gear games. They just pushed out Kojima, so now he made things like Death Stranding, weird ass game, and yeah, now we're gonna get this movie. I don't have any hopes for it.
I mean, it's a video game movie. How high can your, standards be here? I'm just excited we're getting another video game movie.
No, I mean, yeah, for like something like Sonic, yes, your standards shouldn't be high, but if you know anything about like the Metal Gear Solid story, it's like very, very like rich and like content and just cool shit in general.
Okay.
It spans multiple decades, multiple characters. There's fucking clones. There's like secret societies, etc., etc.
Sounds like Star Wars.
Yeah, if it was set in the military, and there's also
So
like,
Poe is perfect for this then. LOL.
yeah, lol, no.
Well, I'm sorry you're upset. I didn't realize that this was a bad thing. So look, Poe maybe is like somehow contractually obligated to do a movie, or maybe he's a nerd and he wants to do a video game movie. I don't know, especially because he gets to star in it. But it'll probably wind up like Tomb Raider, where it's like, it's a movie.
I try to forget about the Tomb Raider movies.
Tomb Raider movie is interesting too because it's Alicia. Is that her name?
I think
Alicia
so.
Vikander. And she was in um Ex Machina, and so is Poe.
They're just stinking up the place.
I'm sure they're able to like do one project they want and then one project they have to do. They're contractually obligated somehow. Anyway, that's just speculation. Cool. Metal
Can I
Gear
call an
Solid.
audible?
Sure.
I'm not that really upset about this Metal Gear Solid news, but I will talk. I want to talk about someone who's real upset. Christopher Nolan.
Why?
He's upset about the deal that Warner Bros. Signed with HBO Max,
Mm.
and is on record calling HBO Max as the worst streaming service and denounced the Warner Bros. Plan. I think this man will rather die and go hungry than for you to see Tenet on a fucking tablet.
He's gonna die on this hill.
Yeah, I think it's him. I don't think it's his companies or anything like that. I think it's him. I think he's the one that's not letting it come out.
Yeah, being a stinky stubborn. Sounds like you're sounding like Clint Eastwood or something, dude. Lighten up and release your film.
I mean, I don't know. A lot of people are stating that HBO Max like botched their launch, and this is like an attempt to get people to subscribe to the service or something like that. But I don't know. I just wanted to mention that I thought it was a really cool thing that people get to, see movies when they come out on the big screen, and you can make that choice for yourself whether you want to go outside to a movie theater or watch it in your home. But
So movie theaters are folding. They're closing. So, dude, not everyone is now going to have the chance to go see your film in a theater like you want. I'm not saying like theaters are dying.
yeah, I think his whole point is that like it sets a bad precedent for people watching like, you know, uh box office movies, like box office hits at home on their sofas. It hurts his bottom line. So I understand like why he's upset. I'm like, dude, read the room. You know what I mean?
Right. Like he's being pushed into a corner. It's like, I'm sorry it's that serious for you.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite directors, but this is I think this is a bad take from him.
Mm-hmm.
He's not wrong, but he's also not right either. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that
But
was
you
just
want
my
to
little.
be on the right side of history for this thing. Like, don't flop your movie because of your stubbornness.
Yeah, that's one thing I've also realized, that people with money aren't really smart.
Well, was the release of Mulan a failure? Like, and is the release of Wonder Woman going to be a failure? Like, I think it can really succeed on streaming services, like how Hamilton was released on a streaming service and the world watched. So the world will watch, do marketing correctly, and make a good, have a good project that can like make it more flexible where it can be enjoyed on a streaming service, maybe on what you consider small screens, even though people are buying people are buying big screens for their home, with amazing high definition. So, you know, let it let it be viewed at home. It can be viewed successfully, in my opinion.
A friend of mine recently purchased on Black Friday an 82-inch TV. I was like, dude, are you trying to project your fucking screen to the moon?
That is much taller than me. Like, if it was flipped vertically. Like, I cannot imagine a TV like that. I feel like that's like a great white shark size.
It's like almost 2 feet taller than you.
Yeah. That's what I was like saying, and I didn't want to tell everybody my height. Yeah.
I said almost. They don't really know.
Okay. I'm actually 4'10", LOL.
Yeah. One other point I wanted to make about this. He's really upset that most of Warner Bros. IPs that are coming out, a good portion of them are DC. So while they'll lose some money on ticket sales or whatever, Wonder Woman could potentially be a $1 billion movie if it's as good as
Because
people
of
say it is.
not just on the release, but on residuals. People aren't gonna, like in theaters, they're not gonna make it for release day, but they'll sit down to watch a movie that weekend or months from now. So you'll make cash. Just hello.
No, what I was getting at is merchandise. You can easily merchandise Wonder Woman. You can't merchandise Dunkirk. You know what I mean?
You're right.
I think that's where he's getting at. Like, his whole thing is, getting to the box office and making $1 billion like most of his films do. But yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well, bad take, Christopher Nolan. Shame on you. Release Tenet on a streaming service, you little bitch.
You coward. Sorry, that's harsh. He listens to this podcast, so let's go easy on him. LOL.
LOL. All right, what's next?
I'd really like to talk about Euphoria.
Do it.
So I watched a new episode of Euphoria came out, the show on HBO starring Zendaya, not Zendaya. Zendaya is what I saw somewhere on a TV show to say it. I hope that's right, but that makes sense to me. Zendaya, like DAY. So I'm going to say it that way if I can remember, because she deserves it. She is a queen and she deserves her Emmy crown. Wear it proudly, girl. Rock that. You are incredible. This new episode is just her and her sponsor sitting across from each other having talk about everything, life, the universe, and everything. And I watched it twice and made me cry both times, which I never cry watching things. Like, last time I cried was when Mufasa died or Bambi's mom got shot. So hello, this moved me. Give it a watch. It's incredible acting. It's incredibly shot too. It's beautiful.
Yep, more of the same from the original series in this. And I don't know, it was I didn't know what to expect from watching this. I had no expectations going in. I didn't look at any reviews or anything like that. This came out on Sunday, this past Sunday. and it was really fucking good. It it was really personal, intense, um, uncomfortable at
Beautiful.
times.
Yeah. But beautifully like awkward, and because I feel like the realness of it made it seem that way.
Yeah, and oh man, Zendaya is
If it seems awkward, I think that maybe that point they were talking about, whether it's life, death, addiction, mental illness, just what didn't they talk about sitting at that table? It was incredible. It was like two gods having a casual conversation about the meaning of life and why we exist and why bad things happen to good people and what it means to be a good person. Just um the thing about being a good person really stuck with me, because they talked about religion too, like how he was a Christian and a Muslim, but he did talk about overall just morality. And he said maybe being a good person keeps you trying to be a good person.
yeah. I also like that towards the end where they were talking about like all the horrible shit that they've done, and a lot of people, struggle with like self-loathing, and
Guilt,
yeah, like guilt, remorse, and they loathe themselves, and they think that they're like really fucking horrible people, and that they're
unworthy of love.
yeah, and you are not your mistakes is basically what he was getting at, but
He
yeah,
gets at it, but he explains why. Everything is explained why. It's not just, oh, one of the heaviest moments was she shot back at him. She fired back and she was like, yeah, you're saying good things happen. Well, then explain why my dad died of cancer slowly. Like, not just saying like we're talking about my disease of addiction, but why did my dad have to suffer? His purpose of living was to, maybe be there to raise his daughters and be a husband to his wife. Like, why did that happen? And he doesn't have an answer for that, but he does have an explanation perhaps for why it's valid for her to feel the way she does. It's really empathetic, thoughtful, and I can't stop saying the word beautiful. Just really amazing.
and that's a valid train of thought that most people feel when they experience like grief and death. Like a lot of these sayings they like, for example, this wasn't in the show, but like something like thoughts and prayers really fucking annoys me when people say, "Oh yeah, thoughts and prayers to you." No, fuck you. Don't give me your
It's like,
thoughts and prayers.
yeah, it's like a big fuck you. It's very dismissive.
Yeah. So, yeah, they touch on a lot of these things. I'm actually super glad that well, obviously this was filmed pandemic time. There's people nowhere to be seen except these two. Everybody's spaced out. Um and it's just this meeting.
And like you made the point too, it's even shot through a glass, like through a window a lot of the times.
Yeah.
And at certain moments too, that's why it was so beautiful. The flickers and the prisms and what you see and the reflections and through the glass, reflecting off the glass and just being projected onto their faces, um,
I-
as they speak,
Yeah.
kept you going. Because think about it, an hour-long show with just dialogue, nothing happens besides at one moment they talk to a waitress from far away, but there's no even food service. Like no one comes and brings them the check. It's just it's amazing. Show done through a pandemic lens. They did it very successfully. And it's released on a streaming service. Who thought?
Yeah. Yeah, the production excellence from a music standpoint, cinematography standpoint, lighting standpoint, dialogue, all this stuff, it still continues here.
Mm-hmm.
Like nothing was lost, and it makes sense to, I don't. This is like a perfect bridge between what happened in season one to whatever's gonna happen next. Right? I don't know what's gonna happen next. Apparently, there's a part two. Probably will release around Christmas.
We need a part 2. Oh man, I hope so. The story needs to continue. Just like Euphoria, it's like give us more, tell us more of the story of the life of the like she's lived so much life. She's only 17.
Mm-hmm.
Also, a shout out to how amazing Zendaya is as an actress. Um she does this whole episode high out of her mind. Like she had just taken a hit and then went and met with her sponsor. So she does this incredible heartbreak, but her eyes don't move and barely blink. And so she's just like zonked out of her mind, but having this conversation of a lifetime with her sponsor.
Yeah, and he's great too, but Zendaya really fucking kills this thing. If you watch it the first time, don't pay attention to what I'm about to say, but a second or third watch, pay attention to this. Look at her mannerisms and look at the faces that she makes when she's being spoken to, or they have like a little laughing moment or like a little quip or something like that. If you notice, and I've only seen this once, if you notice her face, she is so attentive to detail. And Zendaya is like what, 24, 25, 23?
Yeah,
She's a grown ass woman. She's a grown ass woman. And she portrays being this like naive, bushy tailed, 17-year-old girl who thinks that she fucking knows it all, but she doesn't.
And yet knows a lot, right? Knows a lot about grief and a lot about addiction, and yet knows nothing about life.
Yeah, which goes back to like that Goodwill Hunting scene at the little pond where, Robin Williams basically tears this dude a new asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is great. Watch it, please.
It is very good. Just the realness of addiction. And I felt like you could replace the word addiction with mental illness at any point, even though they do separately talk about mental illness. But the way they talk about mental illness, I meant to say this first. If you walk away with nothing from Euphoria or from these little new episodes we're getting, the way they talk about mental illness, just because I have experience, I have a perspective on mental illness, is perfect. The way they say, like, oh, you were born with your wires crossed, that sucks, but you're going to be on medication for the rest of your life. Like, just a fact. And swallowing that fact is something that's very different, is really difficult to do. Being like, wow, I was born almost broken, just and needing to take this medication to fix me. It's so humbling and it takes incredible bravery and just committing to be stable. She says, I have been trying my whole life to be someone I am not. And I think that's what it's like for a mentally ill person. It's a constant effort. There's no break.
Yeah.
What happened in Zendaya's life that gives her the fucking, balls or guts just to be able to portray heartbreak and, just rock bottom and ultimate loss, like the death of a parent, and the death of many things in her life because she is a victim to abuse. She is a slave to it herself. I'm just like, what happened in this young, vibrant looking actress's life that she's able to portray these things that like you would think like, oh, Viola Davis has, the right to play this character or definitely can play it correctly, or like Meryl Streep or someone like that, like who has lived a life. I'm just wondering how she's able to act out these scenarios.
'Cause she good.
Yeah. Because she works hard, I bet.
Yeah.
I just love it. I love watching her. Watch her in everything she is. Shout out to Zendaya. You're flawless.
What a queen. But I
Yes,
also think
queen.
that the original season 1 of Euphoria was really, really respectful of like all the um like sensitive topics they touched on. You know what I mean?
I do. It was very empathetic and carefully done. Like you're
Mm-hmm.
like, how can this child be such a monster? And then with empathy and great thought, they portrayed, the home life of each character.
Yeah.
What has nurtured them into the person they are or the person they're becoming.
I really liked how they introduced Jules and like portrayed her as a trans woman.
Respectfully.
Respectfully, yes. I like how
And
they did that.
what's most important, what people are looking for, like, don't be triggered what we're talking about. When people portray like being trans, being mentally ill, being an addict, it's often not done with care or with a lot of empathy, because what they do is they make their mental illness about, like, that's the thing, that's their character. It's not instead a person that struggles with mental illness. Like, that's the reality. People struggle with mental illness. Like, your mental illness doesn't define you. You
Yeah.
being trans isn't the only thing about you and shouldn't be talked about constantly. It's just a part of who you are as a person. So
Yep.
that's what we mean when it's done right.
Yeah. The show doesn't pander to you.
Exactly.
That's what
Well said.
that's what I like about it. Because you get a visual on Jules and you automatically know what's going on. But then the show focuses solely on Jules and how they are in their life.
What their
Show
home life is like,
right.
which is actually pretty fucking wholesome and normal. Like, Jules has a dad that really loves her and cares about her.
Yeah.
She's just a normal teenage girl.
Yeah. Watch Euphoria. You're doing a disservice to yourself if you haven't seen it yet.
True.
Just get past all the Zoomer shit, and then you
Yeah.
should be good.
Let's talk about lighter things.
Yes.
So, next movie.
Birdcage.
Oh, I love this film. Just like Mrs. Doubtfire, I think it's perfect. It is a perfect comedy. It's so classic. So watch it with us, enjoy it. You'll have a good time. It has Nathan Lane in it, and he's incredible.
I love
It
Nathan
has
Lane.
Hank Azaria. Is that how you say his name? He is perfect in it too. And of course, Robin Williams, rest in peace. Flawless in everything he does.
So we'll be watching this on the 14th of December at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, 2 a.m. Boy time.
Join us every Monday evening. We have a good time. Really chill. Drop in, drop out. We don't care.
All right, bring snacks though. So we watched Mrs. Doubtfire.
A perfect film. A Chris Columbus movie.
Yeah. There's not much to say about it. Does it still hold up?
Yes. As a classic comedy, yes.
Yeah.
It's not like a cult film either. It's like, who doesn't like this movie?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I haven't seen Mrs. Doubtfire in such a long time,
Me either.
but I really, really enjoyed it.
I laughed. You can't help but laugh. I mean, there's so many moments. What was like one or two of your favorite moments, the like really laugh out loud moments? Robin Williams being peak Robin Williams.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah. Try to pick one. I'll see if I can pick different ones.
Okay, so if okay, the sequence of him picking what kind of woman he would want to be is probably like what it's like top 3, top 5. And
Yeah.
he just goes through like the different type of women, and he's like the old hag, like he looks like a hunchback, or when he's the lady from Miami or Cuba or something like that. Yeah, that was really funny when they're going through all the faces. I think that's like one of my favorite parts.
He made a couple references to like, I look like this person. And even though I didn't know who he was talking about or what exactly he was referencing, it's still very funny.
Yeah.
Let Robin Williams do some accents and he'll knock it out of the park.
Even in
So
the
one
very
of
beginning too, when he was doing the animation on the show.
Yes, I was gonna just mention that when he's singing Figaro, like getting to watch him work behind the scenes, how amazing he is.
Yeah, and that whole sequence about like cigarette smoke in a cartoon, that's very
Mhm.
progressive of the whatchamacallit, what are they called? Filmmakers.
That was, yeah, being like they had a moment of a PSA that was taking place within the dialogue of the film about Robin Williams. He was really questioned on his integrity, and he made a decision. He drew a line in the sand. That was brave,
Yeah.
especially for a father trying to make money bring home for his kids.
Yeah. Then you can't forget about Matilda in this film.
She's adorable. She's like the only child actor I would say that, is relevant. It's harsh to say.
Has she done anything?
I think the most recent thing she did was, is she the same girl that did Napoleon Dynamite or is that a different girl?
I do not know. Mara Wilson, right?
Yeah, if you do me a quick Google, I'll tell you my favorite part. I think
Yeah.
I have three. Okay. We'll go in order. When the social worker visits his apartment and he's not ready, and he swaps between Mrs. and Mrs. Doubtfire and he himself, I forget the character name, but just going back and forth as Robin Williams and then as Mrs. Doubtfire, like, and that you feel he drops the mask out the window and just the look on his face is like, oh, but everyone makes the same face. Oh, like you're screwed now, bud. And
Mm-hmm.
then the truck drives over. Like you knew that was going to happen, but it was still hilarious as it happened. The next one, like the one where he does like hello and then sets his like fake boobs on fire. Those are very funny moments. But then even funnier, I think, is the run by fruiting where he gets really drunk and angry at the like cabana bar and is talking in his normal voice, even though he's dressed as like an old woman. Then he gets really mad at Stuart, the new guy in his kids and ex-wife's life, and he chucks a lime at the back of his head. And it's so obvious it was Mrs. Doubtfire that threw it. And he's like, oh, it must have been one of the staff. It was a run by fruiting. And then the last scene, the like finale, where all the shit hits the fan, where he's running back and forth between the bathroom to be Mrs. Doubtfire to meet with his family at the same restaurant as he has with this like giant executive of the company he's like a peon at. And it's really like his chance to shoot his shot and make it to the top and be successful like he's been trying for so long, but he has to switch between Mrs. Doubtfire and himself at the same restaurant, just tables apart. And the ultimate, I think, moment of that is when Stuart starts choking because he poisoned him with black pepper. And he says, help is on the way, dear. He starts vaulting over chairs and tables to give Stuart the Heimlich, and he saves him, even
My
though he was.
what my favorite part of that whole scene or collection of scenes is when he forgets that he's supposed to be Robin Williams and comes to the executive's table as Mrs. Doubtfire, and he's like, are you why are you wearing a why are you dressed up like a woman?" He's like,
It was like Red Riding Hood, right? Like, oh my, what big teeth you have. Like slowly the happening and the realization, like at first he comes to the table with perfume, then he comes to the table at like, are you wearing lipstick? And then it builds, he comes back a third time, the rule of three in comedy. He comes back as Mrs. Doubtfire, forgets, gets his table switched, but gets the voice right. And yeah, you're absolutely right. Very funny moment.
and then
Why
the
are you
one
dressed as a woman?
yeah. No, but the way he said it was like Like he was trying to keep it down. Like, not to make
Instead
this.
of everyone else blew up, you know. Oh my gosh, the Sally Field moment. What did you think of that? I forgot how excellent she is because she goes the whole time, the whole time, the whole time. She just escalates it. You go through every emotion with her. She's so good.
Yeah. 'Cause the little things piled up, like where he knew where all the utensils were the first day he was there.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause that was his kitchen. But one of my favorite things, you mentioned the sister moment where he had to switch between. I was cackling when he dipped his face into the cake and he was making an English tea for the lady, and then the cream from his chin fell into her tea. He's like, oh, a little cream.
Plip, plop. It was
Plop.
so gross.
Yeah, and she's just looking like, holy shit, what is happening? Yeah, that was my
And it
favorite
didn't
one.
fool her. She was like, then she told, she reported back and it got back to the ex-wife. Someone's living with Daniel, that's his name, with Robin Williams, and pretending to be his sister. I don't know how at that clue she should have put it together. Number one, with him, another chance for Robin Williams to shine is when he would call her over and over again
Yeah,
to apply for the job. Like, she should have known that was him. He does voices for a living.
Betty, get
And
back in your cage.
he did so many horrible calls to her just to fuck with her. Yeah. She should have put it together.
Yeah, this is an amazing movie. R.I.P. Robin Williams.
It makes me so sad. It makes me tear up, but just what an excellent. He was a nerd too. He was a gamer and a nerd. He named his daughter Zelda. So rest in peace, Robin Williams. Gone too soon.
Yeah, for sure. Want to move on to The Mandalorian?
Yeah, we still have the Mando to talk about. Sorry for blabbing on about Robin Williams this whole time. It's been the Robin Williams Appreciation Podcast. But now we'll talk about Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 6, The Tragedy.
Yeah, spoilers inbound for this one. Get the fuck out if you don't want to be spoiled.
Exactly.
Big
Thanks for listening.
Yes.
Adios.
Bye. Big things. Okay. So, what'd you think?
I liked it a lot. Didn't you say people didn't like it?
No, I think they were talking about like the show as a whole, like season 2 versus season 1. I didn't get any feedback about this one. Okay, so we got our answer. The plot is moving, quite literally.
Hello, Boba.
Yeah, we got some callbacks to Boba Fett.
And we know the child loves him some boba. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Bad joke.
So originally, in episode 1 or 2, I think it was 1 with what's his face? What's that guy's name? The fake Mandalorian?
Oh, Timothy Oliphant?
Yeah, him. I thought that we were gonna get Boba Fett from season 1 when the lady that, I guess, the fugitive lady that he caught in season 1,
Fennec.
I thought we were gonna get Boba Fett back then, because we saw him at the very end of that episode.
A tease.
It was a little tease, but it was a year ago, more than a year ago.
Yeah.
And they finally paid this off. He saved her. She's like has like a robot tummy or something like that. And yeah,
that was such a cool moment. Her like lifting up her shirt slightly, and she's just being bionic. Like how they made like her guts bionic. Normally it's like, oh, I lost an arm, I lost a leg. Here's my bionic toe. No.
Yeah. So I believe this episode was directed by Robert Rodriguez. You know where he's from?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do. People were listing non-horror movies, and I was like, he's a horror director. My friend was arguing with me. I was like, he made a movie with a woman with a chainsaw leg, and he did the Dusk Till Dawn movie, that kind of cheesy vampire fantasy.
Yeah.
I was like, these are horror films he makes. He's most known for, in my opinion.
I think he's most known for like Sin City.
Okay, which is a horror movie.
Is it a horror movie?
I would say so. It's incredibly violent and has monsters in it. Like, yes, it's a comic book, but I don't know. Maybe people disagree with me. Fight me on that. Leave it in the comments.
I think okay, so the action sequence in this was very, very Sin City like, or very close to it, with the whole Boba Fett shit. I think he shined in this episode because there wasn't really much story or like dialogue to push out. Honestly, it was just Grogu, Baby Yoda, goes on his little fucking rock thing, and then is like, I don't know what the
Beamed
fuck
up.
he's beamed up, beam me up, Scotty, for the entire episode.
He's
And
useless.
yeah, he's not doing anything. Mandalorian was trying to get him out of there, and he got bopped multiple times. And yeah, we got the payoff for the tracker. Moff Gideon, the little pussy, doesn't want to come down and do it himself, so he sent the stormtroopers. Boba Fett fucked them up. No, the stormtroopers, not the dark troopers.
Oh, first. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, we got to mention those dark troopers because that was a reveal.
I think they hinted at that like last episode or 2 episodes ago.
And dark troopers, by the way, are droids. So I was like, there's stormtroopers. No, they're just droids, and they're scary looking.
Yeah, they look terrifying. So we got our biggest thing of
a big
the
battle
season. Yeah, the chips are in motion. We have 2 more episodes to go. We have 7, we have 8, and we have a new gang. So we have Boba Fett, Fennec, Cara Dune, Carl Weathers, whatever that guy's name in that one city, the deputy.
Timothy Oliphant.
Yeah.
And then do you think the other cult of Mandalore will come?
I think so as well, because they want the Darksaber.
I think her name is Katie Sykoff from Battlestar Galactica, her crew.
Yeah, Bokar, I think her name is in the show.
You know, the ones with the tit armor that got some people that rustled, some folks.
Rustled some jimmies. Yeah, we're getting our I think this was one of the shortest episodes as well, but it was packed with a lot of action, not a lot of dialogue, but I think this one catapulted the story. Spoiler, Grogu's gone. They took him, and
what else is gone? The ship. They're helpless.
Yeah. They blew up his ship.
Razor Crest. Gone too soon.
The only things that were survived was the little shift knob and the Mandalore spear.
Did you know, did you expect that little ball to appear? I was like, as soon as he was going through, the ashes of his ship, I was like, he's going to find the ball. He's going to find the ball.
Yeah, it was kind of a
foreshadowing, perhaps, that we'll see little Grogs, baby Grogs again. He's
possibly.
not dead.
I don't think he's dead. No.
Yet.
No, we did see him. We did see him get like tased and shit, and the doctor's not there yet. So.
Yeah, we have some time before they start draining him of his blood.
Yeah. But this is it. This is the crescendo of the story, and we're nearing a conclusion. So I've enjoyed my time watching so far. Finally glad it kind of picked up. Glad it's in episode 6 and not episode 7, because then I'd feel like it was dragging out.
Yeah. Until the big plot, ramp up the climax.
Yeah. So Friday we'll see. This one was it wasn't the best episode. It was the best action episode. Because Boba Fett is one bad motherfucker.
And a lot happened. Like, the plot was really moved forward. We weren't doing like Frog Lady detours, no NPC quests. This was like full steam forward in the story of, the child.
Yeah.
I liked it. You liked it. If you didn't like it, that's fine, but we're going to fight you.
Yeah, we'll see. I want to know if I know that the next episode is written by, I'm going to fucking butcher his name. Rick Famuyiwa?
Have to look up what his previous projects.
What he's done is He's done like The Flash.
Okay.
But he was on for The Flash, but he did Dope.
Okay. We'll see.
Yeah,
I
I've
guess.
honestly never seen any of the things that he's done.
Yeah. All right. Well, it must be good.
Who knows? But he writes the next episode. Director's not out yet, and the episode name is not out yet. I wouldn't tell you if it was. Yeah, we'll see. I enjoyed this episode, and I cannot wait. I'm kind of sad because it's about to end.
It's been a fun weekend treat getting to watch it. I will miss it. What should we watch next? Please recommend.
Oh yeah, please do.
Well, anything left to say about The Mandalorian episode 6, chapter 14, technically?
Nope. I'm good.
Okay, well, thank you everybody for listening to episode 52 of Lower Bitrate. Remember that we love you, and please also subscribe to our YouTube. Thank you.
I don't love you. You don't speak for me. Bye.
You love them if we get to 100. Thank you very much. Tell your aunt we appreciate her.
Okay.
All right, well, goodbye.
Bye.